Ole.
First,
ole, ole, ole. Ole. Is that how it goes?
I think so. First, I'd
You're
like
too
to
sweet for me.
point out my jeans.
You're too sweet
I've
for
changed
me.
in this new season.
I take my whiskey.
I thought we were doing like the iCarly song. I thought
That's more theme.
yeah.
So we haven't podcasted in a while.
I know, like our fans are like, what are they doing? Where are they? Like, where did they go?
Southern Sun's like, fuck. Where are they? Well, guess what? It's Pounce Girl Summer. Yeah, we changed the name, didn't we? We changed the name.
Pounce Pod.
Pounce Pod.
You know, like those old
Take
guys who are
however you
like, oh, I was in a band called like like Titty Fucker or something like stupid.
Yeah,
Then they're
that was
like,
stupid.
then they rename it.
Yeah, to like Guns N' Roses. Like something cool. Like Blink 182. Okay,
But
so
that's gonna be us when we're older. We'll be like,
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I did a podcast, and at first it was
Mhm.
called 20 somethings talking. Is that
Yeah.
what it's called? Pounce.
But then now it's Pounce.
Yeah.
So that's up for interpretation.
And Pound. Okay.
Right?
Take it how you want.
Take it how you want. Maybe we'll explain it later if you keep watching. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, Esther and I went to Europe. And most of you probably do know because
you're our friends.
Because you're our friends. But Southern Sun, we went to Europe and we wanted to podcast about it to remember it because we never journaled about it. So we went to Ireland and Portugal. We planned it 3 weeks ahead. Right? Or was it a month? Yeah.
I think it was 3 weeks.
So things were a little pricey, but it was one of the best times of my life.
Yeah.
And so now we're gonna talk about what we did. And I have our shared album opened.
First, I'd like to bring up that on this trip, I thought multiple times, because we were taking like 200 pictures a day. I'm like, you know, I would lay down at night and I'm like, you know what? I think Emily upgraded her iCloud storage. Like, she must, surely. And then we go to film today and I'm like, oh, my phone's at like 17%. Can you? And she's like, I don't have the storage. And I'm like, the math is not mathing. I don't understand how.
I know.
What did you delete before that trip that could have been?
Literally, I just think that since the podcasts are so long,
Okay,
it's just like
video.
If it's like 30 minutes long, I have like little 10-second videos.
Okay, all right, that's mathing. Thank you.
Okay, so I think our trip kind of starts when we're on the way to the airport because Esther. So we went to Dublin first, and
I'd like to point out that less than 24 hours before we left, I had come back from Arizona, and it was a small mining town in Arizona. So I went from a small mining town in Arizona to Dublin, Ireland. And that felt weird.
100 degrees.
Yeah, it was like over 100.
And then we went to like
redneck
shepherd's
dudes.
pie. Guinness. I can't even do my Irish accent anymore.
Guinness.
Tommy.
You want a Guinness?
Tommy.
Tommy.
So a couple weeks before our trip, we were planning it. So about a week before the trip, I saw that Taylor Swift was going to be in Dublin. And I was like, that would be so fun if we saw her, blah, 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 like, whatever. And then I kept on trying to, like, join these Facebook groups to get the fucking tickets, but that didn't work. And I was, like, kind of threw it away in the trash. Like, I was like, I don't want to go. Anyways. So on the way to the airport, I was telling Esther this, and because she was like, oh, like, you wanted to go to Taylor Swift. Like, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I don't really care about that anymore. Like, you know, I already saw her, whatever. Then Esther says, you know who's going to be in Dublin is Hosier. And I was like, shut your fucking mouth. Because I love him. And I was like, that would be so cool to see him in his home country. And so we're on the train looking at tickets, and like they're just sold out, and we're like, fuck, like maybe we could try to get resale while we're there, but we'll really cross our fingers about it.
I was like, damn it.
Yeah. Shit.
I was invested, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
I wasn't joining Facebook groups.
yeah. She was like, oh, resale isn't working. I was like, fuck. But then I was also looking at Facebook groups, but nothing was coming up and everything was a scam. And I was like, Esther, do you think this lady's scamming me? She's like, well, she joined Facebook last month, so I would probably say so. And I was like, okay, yeah. And then we hop on our flight to Iceland, and not much happened there. We just did a layover, and we got to Dublin. And the first thing I remember about Dublin is like us trying to get to city center.
Oh my god. Okay. Keep in mind, I'm a dumb bitch and had no idea that they spoke a different language there. So I was just like, did we fly to the right country? Like, why is there different letters, like not English letters?
Gaelic.
Gaelic,
And it was Pride Parade, so lots of Gaelic.
Fairies. That was your turn.
Anyways,
it took us like, what, 2 hours?
It's like half an hour, which is plenty. We got off the plane, we like changed, and then also backtrack. All the Iceland Air employees were like 12 when we fucking they had like some child labor going on. Every fucking
and hot.
They look 16.
They were conventionally attractive for children.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, they had very good features, but they were fucking all like 16. I was like, what are they doing to these kids? Every single Iceland flight, I swear to God,
that was crazy.
At least 2 16-year-olds.
And it's the first international flight I've been on where they don't feed you.
Yeah.
And that was weird. And someone had a peanut allergy, and all I brought were peanuts.
On like, how many of our, I think like 3 out of our 4 flights, or 5 flights.
They're like, they made that announcement, which I've never had on a flight ever before. Like
if a peanut can kill you,
maybe don't fly.
Sorry, maybe don't go on a plane.
Stop impacting my your freedom ends where my nose begins, and I'm eating peanuts, bitch.
Fuck, that AC's blowing on me hard enough on the fucking airplane. It should be enough airflow to get the peanut air everywhere. Anyways, so it took us about 45 minutes to get from the airport to city center.
Keep in mind, we just had to get on a bus.
Yeah, and to get the tickets, we were like running around trying to look for a kiosk or like a bus ticket station. We're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why isn't there a train from DIA to Denver like it is Dublin? And we were just like,
and then I was like, I need a coffee.
Yeah, so we got a coffee, and I was like, perfect, ATM. And one of the like workers at the coffee place walks by me, and she goes, "You need a Dublin? What? You need an Irish bank account for that?" I was like, fuck. And she goes, "You need a bus ticket?" I'm like, "Yeah."
How'd you know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we're like,
oh my god, how'd you know? She's like, "Are you here for the Taylor Swift concert?" And we're like, "No, no, we're not."
Do I look like it? You have your giddy up shirt on.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Like, hey. So then she's like, "You can buy the tickets behind the counter." So I finally got on the fucking bus. I was falling asleep on the bus because I was so tired, hadn't slept
and
much.
You did not get a coffee.
Did not get a coffee at the
airport. Was hyped up as fuck.
She was hyped up as fuck. We saw the craziest looking British people on the fucking bus.
Ugly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. They were like
hideous.
They were pretty
yeah.
Didn't get any pictures of that. Because I felt bad. But we get off to city center and we're like, oh my god, we're in the city. We're in Dublin. Let's fucking hit it. And so we walk over to the little hostel and we check in, put our bags down, and then I'm like, I need a coffee. So we're just walking around the city.
And I'm like, I need a Guinness.
Yeah. So we went and got some lunch. I got 2 I think I
You
had
got
like 3
water?
coffees that day. Yeah.
Coffee and Guinness.
Yeah.
All in one.
Mhm.
I got Guinness.
Yeah. So that was pretty crazy.
And it was raining. And I was like,
It was raining.
I think in that moment I realized that we were going to be in 2 very extreme temperature environments. And
Yeah.
I had packed for somewhere in the middle. So I didn't
Right.
pack right for either.
Mhm.
And
Well,
we each had 35-liter packs, pretty much.
yeah, just backpacks and our little fanny packs, but it was I didn't expect it to rain as much in Ireland because I was looking at the forecast the day before, like the week before, and it didn't say as much rain. But that free people fucking jacket that I have really made it worth it. Like that thing stuck it out for me. So thank you. But yeah, it was
Sponsor us.
raining and we were just gallivanting around, and then we went back to our hotel or hostel, and we got ready to go out. Went to Temple Bar. That's our first
right.
night out.
Yeah.
Because we were like, it's Saturday night. We're tired as fuck.
We'd have to go.
We'd have to go out. So I don't know what happened in between us coming back and getting ready, but Esther like somehow got a hold of this dry salad. Like she went to the grocery store and got this salad. There's no dressing in it, but she was eating it like a fucking rabbit. And she's like, "We need vegetable." I'm like, "Okay." And I was trying to fucking hammer down shove the lettuce down my throat and eat the little carrots.
It's because if I don't have like 10 times an average helping of fiber, I don't shit.
Yeah.
When I travel. So.
Yep. Did you poop at all those 2 weeks?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just wondering. And so then we went out to the little like bar district called Temple Bar, and it was a lot of fun. Lots of live music, lots of tourists. All the music was American, very Nashville like.
Yeah.
Then there was these two old men that kept on trying to hit on us.
Was it that night?
Yeah. It was the first night. And
Yeah,
that's the night that we met the group of San Diego people.
No way.
Yes.
That was on night 1?
Yeah, that was on
Jesus.
baby. That was on night 1.
Yeah, these old guys like kept trying to make like eye contact and like they'd like brush arms and
like obviously they wanted us.
Like yeah.
Obviously they did.
And one of them was like very old and had white hair and a goatee, and I was like,
Esther's like, I'm into it.
And then he was like horny, and I was like, gross.
Yeah. So then we left that bar and went to a different one.
Yeah, and then we met these like San Diego twinks.
We were twinks. They're like, we're studying abroad, blah blah blah, and we're like, oh, for what? And all of them were like, marketing, and we're like, what? Why are you studying abroad for marketing?
Yeah,
and I never heard of that.
I tried arm wrestling 2 of them and lost, but I think it was the angle. Because Emily and I tried at the same angle.
Oh, yeah, we
and whoever was on the side just kept winning. So that's not me. My arms, I can guarantee you my arms had a bigger circumference than at least 3 of them.
Yeah, I think so too.
And probably my dick is bigger.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Probably.
In circumference and length. Oh. Yeah. And it would beat them in dick wrestling.
Mm-hmm. It would. That big old schlong of yours.
That's why I have to get these big loose pants. Where else am I gonna put it?
Oh my god. So then we were drinking water towards the end of the night, and then we were like, okay, time to go home. So go back to the hostel, have a great night's rest, and we both wake up at 11 a.m. We're like, okay, so
day 2 is gone.
Half of day 2 is gone, but what can we do? And Esther has a bright idea of going to Guinness storehouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. We had a Guinness straight from the fucking tap.
Straight from the fucking tit. The tit.
Guinness tit.
Guinness tit.
Maybe it was ecstasy.
Ecstasy.
And we're at that rooftop.
Oh my god, that fucking Guinness storehouse. Okay, sorry, I have to interrupt. They made it was like so theatrical and
It was like
over
Meow
the
Wolf.
top. It was like Meow Wolf.
Yeah, they're like wheat,
They're like there's
water,
the four elements, like it's fire, earth, water, and like air, and it was like
yeast.
barley, yeast, water. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're
is
like going
on?
up levels and
yeah, is literally like.
But I was loving it.
Yeah, it was pretty fun, and we're having a fun time.
And then we get to the top, the rooftop, where you get a free beer, but we got two because I bought another one with her tickets.
And goddamn it, that Guinness in Ireland tastes way different than it does here.
It's like just fucking milk.
It's literally it's milk, but also water. Like it goes down like
I
water,
need it
but
to survive.
Tastes good. Like
yeah,
it tastes phenomenal, but goes down so easy.
Yeah,
and it's because they roast those fucking things at however 200 whatever Fahrenheit. I wish I had a picture of it. Oh my god, we forgot on our way there we walked past St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Yeah, how cute.
It was a very old place.
And those bells would not shut the fuck up.
Those bells were ringing.
I would hate to live near there.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, chill.
That rent must be cheap. Has to be.
But at the rooftop of the Guinness Storehouse, who do we run into? But
the two dads.
Yeah, the gross old guys who were trying to dance with us the night, and they were with their wives and their families.
And I'll tell you, they weren't trying to make eye contact at the top of the rooftop.
They were not trying to rub arms up there. That's an old story in my book, let me tell you.
God. Literally. Then we just proceeded to get kind of fucked up.
Yeah, I was drunk.
Yeah, I was fucked up.
And then we got a bottle of Prosecco. And drank it on the river.
So then we were like, let's go to the store.
Lidl.
Go to the store Lidl.
There's no way it's actually
pronounced. It's probably Lidl.
Lidl. Lidl.
Lidl.
They're like, are you here for Taylor Swift?
We're
like, here for
Lidl. It's a love story. Just say yes. But yeah, we walked down to the river. And we
with a bottle of prosecco, and some Wheaties, Odie's
these cookies that we liked.
They were 89 cents,
89 euro cents.
I don't know.
How do you say that?
No,
so it's about $1. Yeah, $1. I kept on telling my family about stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, this was like only 60 euro, and they're like, what's the conversion? I'm like the same.
Yeah, it's like a little bit less.
A little bit less, yeah.
But somehow I felt like we were always paying more.
Yeah. I'm like, ooh, 20 euro.
Like when it was like, is this conversion acceptable?
Yeah.
I'm like, is there a no option? Are we gonna argue about this? Or like what's next?
It was like either however many euro or however many US dollars. I'm like, is it not the fucking same?
Yeah, I'm like, are we gonna arm wrestle? Like, do you want me to give you this many US dollars?
Are we gonna have another Revolutionary War?
Yeah,
over this fucking dinner ticket. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. We split the bottle, and we're just because we're trying to keep things cheaper in the terms of drinking.
Yeah,
but you know that thing.
And we wanted to keep the buzz going from the storehouse.
Yeah.
So we could go out because we woke up at 11 a.m.
Yeah. So we just wanted to keep it riding, and so we got some food, a little prosecco. We went to a pub, and really just were chit chatting, gossiping. Honestly, just like really getting into it. And that one really cute place with the flags. And then we did yap. Yapping. Dude, we were fucking going out.
We confessed some sins there.
That was wild.
That's probably the best I've gotten to know you in a single night.
Yeah. So then we go out that night, obviously. I think that was the night. Oh yeah, that's the night where I saw we were taking the cowboy cock shots or whatever.
Oh God!
And I saw the Colorado license plate, and I was really excited.
I tried to order some from the bar, and I was like, "Can I have the cowboy shot?" And the bartender was like, "Only if you say the full name." I was like, "You want me to suck your cock?"
No. Sorry, where?
It's like the cock-sucking cowboy shot.
And we're like, yeah, America, woo! Throw back!
I don't know what was in that.
It was probably fucking Jameson and
I got
Irishman cum. You got what?
I got pretty drunk that
Yeah.
night.
That was not good.
Yeah, and then the next night was worse.
Well, no, the next day we went to Houth.
Oh, yeah, that was chill.
I woke up at like 8 a.m. and I was like, I need to get the fuck up because, or no, okay. So we come back from the bars. We're both fucked up. I snuggle into my little hostel cubby one up the little ladder, and I snuggle right in, and I'm going to bed, and my head is spinning. I'm like, okay, you're just drunk. You're just drunk. My ears are ringing. You're just drunk. You're just drunk. And then in my head, I go, I should check to see if there's Hosier tickets. So I go on my little phone, and I go tap, 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 tap. And I go, it's 2 a.m. while I'm doing this too. 2 Hosier GA tickets resale. It's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Boom! They pop up. I sit up in my bed, immediately get sober. I'm like, where's my credit card? We gotta do this. We gotta do this. So I'm like gallivanting around my little cubby, like trying to find my cards. Okay, get my number in. Error. I'm like, no fucking way. There's an error, bro. So I refresh and I go to the tickets and the tickets aren't there. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. So then I go and I try to find one ticket and I get one ticket. And then I go back and check my email and I already had the original 2 tickets. So now I have 3 tickets to this fucking concert and there's only 2 of us. So this is 2 a.m. I go to bed. I'm like, I'll deal with it in the morning. I wake up at 8 a.m. hungover as a fucking, I don't even know what, a Vegas whore. And I wake up.
As a Yerington whore.
As a Yerington whore. And I go downstairs to the little restaurant. I get some tea, a croissant. My throat's hurting. Things aren't that, like, I've definitely felt better. Doing my little thing. I eventually sell the ticket on Hostel World app. Thank God. Got my money back. Everything was okay. Grace. Thank you, Grace, from Australia. And then Esther wakes up and we go to Houth.
This little, what, island? It's like a peninsula?
Yeah, it's a small coastal peninsula. Very, like, it gave me like New England vibes.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
you know, Boston and
so we Rhode go Island. For a 10-mile walk around there.
Yeah. And that was really beautiful. We saw it was like all along the coastline pretty much.
What I can't believe about that is that we went swimming. Yeah. And it was like 60 degrees.
I think it's because we were hot from like the hike. I think that's where I got sick. And it's the Irish cold is still with me. from the cold plunge.
Oh.
So we at the end of this hike, we're like, we have to go swimming. So we bring our little towels and our little swimsuits and we do a little cold plunge on this beach. No one else is swimming. Oh, there's a couple people swimming.
Yeah, like children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was pretty fun, cold plunge.
Yeah.
And then we got some clam chowder in the town square.
That was nice.
That was really nice. And we took the little train back.
Did we go out that night?
No, I think that's the night that we decided to chill.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't even think we got dinner when we got back because we were just so tired.
Yeah.
Because we had gone out for fucking 2 nights in a row and
then we also hiked 10 miles.
And then we yeah, that was the night. We kind of just snuggled up. I think I read that night. And then I just went to bed.
Oh, we did laundry. Right.
Yeah, because that's when I was selling my ticket. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, then so the day 4 we wake up and we're like, let's go to Northern Ireland to the Game of Thrones tour.
That was so lame.
It was pretty lame, but
you couldn't even sit in the real throne.
Yeah.
But we have stickers of us both sitting in a fake throne that are really funny.
Yeah, so we got some funny
That'll
content.
Be on the gram
for sure. We kind of went into this because the description said that it would be like a scenic, like seeing the sets, you'd get to, like being outside, like with the green fucking hills. That's what I wanted. That's what it made it seem like.
Yeah, yeah.
And so then we were
wasn't
like, well,
that.
even if it sucks, we like have this nice bus ride with a lot of pretty views.
If you did, yeah.
And so I woke up sick as fuck that morning, and I bought these nasty little cough drops that I've been sucking on the rest of the trip. And so then we're on every time we got on one of these goddamn buses, we were both
Yeah, those Greyhound buses would put us to sleep
literally
like, in 5 minutes.
Literally, I could do that over an Advil PM.
That shit is like horse tranquilizer.
Dude,
like
I know.
holy.
So then I wake up. We're on our way. Like we're on our way back to Dublin. I conk out. I don't know what Esther was doing, but probably just
You know what I was doing?
what?
Texting my boyfriend.
Okay, yeah, her fake boyfriend. I wake up from this nap and we're like, okay, we need to make this day better. Like, we just fucking kind of wasted our money on this thing, but we still had fun. But like, we're like, we need to go out.
Yeah.
We need to go do something. Is that when we went to the park? I think it was. Because I was like, that nap made me feel better, but like, I need something to drink.
So we get a bottle of Prosecco.
We get off the bus and you know what we did? Got another bottle of Prosecco. And then we walked to this really cute park. And
can I tell this part?
Yeah.
So we're sitting on this bench. It's like this beautiful park, and the guy next to us on the bench next to us, to our left, he sits down, pulls a Four Loko out of his pocket, starts drinking it, and then starts like rambling a little bit. Like you could tell he wasn't right.
And he had another Four Loko in his other pocket as well.
Yeah. He pulled that baby out later, but he starts rambling. Emily somehow starts talking to him.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And the conversation was weird. He was trying to teach her Gaelic. And so she's trying to
Shanta.
She's trying to mimic
Santa.
how he's
Santa.
how he's pronouncing things. And then I'm looking at the guy to my right laughing. Like we're both kind of laughing at this conversation.
Because we know that this guy's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
The runner.
He was a runner. Or he looked like a runner with the Four Locos. And then the crazy guy, like these birds come up to us and he pulls out a TV remote from his pocket and he's trying to mute the birds. Like he's like, and then I'm looking at the guy next to me like, oh my god, and like we're laughing.
He's like, and then what I took from home. We're like, and then in my head I'm like, you're fucking nuts. Dude.
Yeah, and then he's like, to the guy next to me, he's like, you done? He's like, you're laughing at me. And the guy's like, no. And then and he's like, you're laughing at my language. And the guy's like, no. And then they just start like fighting,
like arguing. Like the other guy was like, you're teaching her how to say it wrong. Like,
yeah,
it's actually how you say it like this. He's like, don't talk to me about my language. Like,
yeah. And then I'm watching this. No. Let me. I'm watching this, and then I look over next to me. Emily's gone. Emily had gotten up and left. Emily had sensed danger, left the room. I was just like, okay, we're just gonna leave this spilled milk. Like we're just gonna. Yeah. And she's like, yeah,
we don't.
So I catch up to her, and I'm like, Mom, where are you going? And then she's like, we're leaving.
Yeah. So we went to a different part of the park.
Yeah.
Chilled there for a while.
Then we went to another cute pub that was like 10 miles away, but...
Was that day?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Holy shit.
And I FaceTimed Joe. Shout out Joe.
We walked all the way to McCafferty's.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a really cool pub.
Was really cool.
It would have been way popping on the weekend, but I liked going there. It was not a Guinness,
was cool.
Obviously.
And
we took the tram for the first time, and that was fun.
Mind blowing. Should have been doing that the entire time.
Should have been doing that the entire time. And so then we're like, you know where we need to go? Temple Bar. We need to go back to Temple. That's like the Bondi of Dublin. Like,
Yeah, but there's no like.
There's no actual music. It's like the Lucky Joe's of Dublin because Lucky Joe's is an Irish bar. Anyways, so then
we're at the bar.
I need to say something that you didn't know about. I was not feeling well when we were going out. Like, Esther was a little hams, texting her little boyfriends. Because I was like sick earlier that day, and I was like, I need to drink more or something needs to happen, or else I'm not gonna make it through tonight. Like, so we go to the first bar, and we're just sitting outside. I'm just like drinking, enjoying the day. And Esther's like, let's go to the next bar. I'm like, okay.
And at this point, I was hammered.
She was hammed.
And then we
ordered
ordered
a bottle of Prosecco got us. And
yeah.
Then more beer.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like five in at least. And then we're at Temple Bar, and then this guy like taps me on the shoulder. We're ordering a drink, and I literally for 30 seconds did not look at him.
We walked in. This happened like probably a minute after we walked in.
And I was just like so overstimulated by trying to order a Guinness and being drunk. And then finally I like acknowledged the man who tapped me. And then he's like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "We're from Colorado." We're from Colorado. And then we start talking, and then this man fixes his eyes on Emily.
Okay, because I was like, because we're like, "Are you here alone?" Like, whatever. And he was like, "No, I'm with my older friends." And I go, Esther loves the old.
She's like, Esther will like them. She's like,
she did. She did like him.
He's like, "That's Paul," and you go, "Oh, Esther likes Paul."
Esther likes Paul. So then as the night goes on, we figure out we're talking to Jared. Okay, this is Jared. And Jared, for some reason, kept on grabbing me and kissing me.
Yeah, I look over, not 5 minutes talking to Paul. I look over at Emily, and were you?
She can't even see me.
Yeah, like.
Well, the first one I did.
You were like lip to lip with this man, and I was like, "Whoa."
Well, okay, so the first like he was getting closer to me. I'm like, okay, I'm in Ireland. I'll just kiss this fucker. Like, kiss me, I'm Irish, or whatever the thing is. And so he's kissing me, and I'm like half laughing because it's like the sun is out. Your teeth. The sun is out,
but it stays up till 10 p.m.
Yeah, that's true. There's people like. I'm not nearly fucked up enough to be like doing this type of shit. Like,
and I am way too fucked.
Esther's like, I literally got Esther a beer and a shot. And she's like, "I can't drink that." No. And I was like, "Bitch, it's 7. You gotta fucking
Emily's like, "You have to."
I'm like, you have to fucking drink it because I bought it for you. Because I got it for you. I'm like, I'm not knowing I'm buying a drink for one of these fucking men.
Jared's like, "I'll take it." You're like, "No,
I'm
it's
like,
hers."
"No, it's hers."
I'm like,
sorry.
on the floor.
Yeah. So then, we proceed to get more and more fucked up. We're hanging out with these guys. We go to the next bar. And Jared was obsessed with Hawk Tua.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play a little audio for you from him. Here we go.
I don't want to talk to her. If she don't talk to her, I don't want to talk to her.
And that's really respectable, honestly.
Honestly. Oh, no. That says 3 p.m.
No.
No way, that's true. Okay.
So at the next bar, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden, Emily's gone, Jared's gone. There's like 8 drinks on the table. This old man Paul's like, "Leave them." And I'm like, "We paid for them." I don't know who paid for them. It wasn't me. I drank 3 glasses of Prosecco. 3, and I was already slurring my words. Paul's like, "Don't do that." And then Paul's like, "Where are you staying?" I'm like, "A hospital." I'm like,
Jacob's
house.
My hostel's named Jacobson.
and then he's like, I'm like, this way. We walk out of the bar. I'm like, this way. The other guy leaves. Paul's trying to get me home. We're standing on this bridge, and I'm like, kiss me. And then I kiss Paul. Paul's 47
I don't
and
know how
married.
old Jared was. No idea. But
What I love the most about this night and this how much can I disclose?
I want to be classy about it, you know?
Well, I wake up the next morning and I just have no idea how where who
what?
and Emily, if this gives you guys any sort of idea, Emily's like,
listen, I didn't have to sleep in the hostel that night.
Emily,
That's all I gotta say.
Emily's looking in my cubby to see if someone else is coming out. And I'm like, you really think I would have packed a 47-year-old man into this cubby?
Dude, I'm fucking walking back to the hostel that morning. My naps gives me this ass fucking backwards way to get back. I'm walking in this alleyway and I see two dumpsters and I see one guy, two guys, three guys, four guys get up and walk away. And then I see one guy come and grab something. I'm like, they're just sold crack. Like, I don't know what the fuck. They just sold some type of illegal drug.
Yeah.
And I'm just here alone. I can't see. My contacts are dry. I have like issues going on with my body. And I'm like, I have to get back to this hostel because we're going to because that morning we had to go to fucking Galway.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, okay, we have to check out of the hostel, train all the way to Galway. So it's just a hectic morning. Like, we were both so fucking tired, so hungover.
Paul was talking to me that night, and I'm like, I've never seen Emily like fixate on a guy, and then he's like, I don't think she had a choice in the matter. So that also should give an idea of how Emily's.
Yeah. Not to say
Emily was chosen. Emily was not.
I was chosen, but I didn't. I just wanted to make it known that it wasn't one-sided. Because that kind of makes it sound bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mean to imply that.
You did?
I didn't mean.
Oh.
I didn't mean that.
I thought you said I did. And I was like, okay, maybe we should turn it off.
Cut that.
Cut that, Ellen. Okay, so we first we go to the train station, and I don't know, we didn't check what times the train left, so we get there at like 11. Like, the next train to Galway is at 1, and we're like, fuck. So we just go and like rot in this fucking like outdoor seating area. Like, we're just like, I don't think we spoke much that like 2 hours.
I ate like 3 breakfasts.
Yeah.
And lots of tea.
But then we go to Galway, and that's when shit really started getting good. Galway was awesome.
Yeah, Galway was cool.
We
saw the Cliffs of Moher.
The Cliffs of Moher. The day that we got there, we didn't do much. Kind of just shopped around, and then I had to go to the pharmacy.
We had our belts made. Emily like rizzed up this belt man. Like, he's like, oh, you need new belts. And I literally did. Mine had sweat stains on it. And then
I just wanted one.
He's like, do you think you're going to stay this skinny? And I was like, yes, you cunt.
Fuck you, bitch.
And then, what did he say?
I don't know.
Emily kept rizzing him up, and then by the end of the conversation, he's like, if I didn't have a wife, I'd come out with you.
Yeah.
Or something. And I was just like, Jesus Christ.
I was like, okay, no belt for. Oh, this belt costs money. Okay. Thanks. Oh, 20. Oh, fuck. Okay.
How about a hot tour?
I'll give you that hawk tour. So then we go to the pharmacia because I needed to get some cream, and then we went to dinner. And yeah, we didn't really do much that night because we had signed up to do a full tour the next day and the pub crawl. Yeah. So we snuggled up in our 10-person room with one other girl in there, with the bar underneath us pounding music till like 11. And went to the Cliffs of Moher, which we'll post pictures of. But we got on this bus with this guy named Tommy. And he talked the whole way there
2 hours.
about history.
Yep.
And the famine.
Mm-hmm.
And we get off this bus and we're heading on to the ferry.
For the Iron Islands.
The Iron Islands. I don't know how to say it right.
I think I say it in the accent. I thought everyone was saying like the iron.
The Iron Islands.
But it's A-R-A-N.
A-R-A-N.
A-R.
Islands.
Yeah. So everyone's like the Iron Islands.
So we get onto this. Okay, this is a good point to note out. A good note to point out. Esther and I didn't bring like rain jackets or anything. So we get somehow miraculously like get the perfect spots on the boat to not get like totally drenched on the way up there. We're staying next to this nice lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's a world traveler. And so we're on the ferry.
She's kind of a bitch, but
really?
Not on the way there.
Oh, on the way back. She gave me nausea medicine on the way back.
Okay, so she was good.
So on the way there, it is choppy going out there, and we're like fucking around. These ladies behind us are singing Moana to like calm themselves down, and we're just like laughing, goofing off for 10 minutes. Then I start feeling something warm in my tummy. I'm like, oh boy, I better keep my eyes on the horizons because I was feeling seasick.
I was good.
Yeah, Esther was fine the whole time, but I got off the boat and I go. And we see Tommy. I'm like, Tommy, I need medicine. He goes, go to the pub.
He's like, the pub's up there. We're like, no,
I need Jamami. And he goes, get a Guinness in ya. We don't have any of that out here. I was like, oh, perfect. This is great. And we get in a van. And it was fine. We went and saw all these historical castles and stuff. And
yeah. It's weird. That island doesn't like have. They have electricity now, but
they got electricity in the 70s.
Yeah,
like
they only speak Gaelic like for the 9 months of the year when tourists aren't there.
You mean English? They only speak English for when the tourists come. They speak Gaelic the rest of the time. Like it's crazy.
And then we got back on the boat. And then that's when they decided to do the tour of the cliffs. So it was like a 40-minute boat ride. And I decided to stand on the front of the boat, and Emily decided to get sick. I kept getting hit by waves. And like after I got hit by the first, when I got hit by the first wave, I was like, well, I'm already soaking wet, so I might as well enjoy the view. And then I got hit by like 8 more waves, and like then at the end of the tour, I was just like shaking, and like soaking wet.
When I was on the boat, clutching onto the seat in front of me, trying to not get sick, I was like looking at the waves, and I'd like look at the cliffs, and I'd look at the waves, and look at the cliffs, and I'd go back and forth, like trying not to get sick. And I would look over at some point, and I see this giant fucking wave just drench Esther. And she just looks at me, and I'm just cracking up. She's fucking soaked.
Yeah, there were big waves, like 7 feet at least.
Oh, at least there was times where I'm like, this boat's turning.
Yeah. Like, well, because they were like, yeah, it's a little rough. I don't know if we should go out there. Mm-hmm. And then also in the safety talk, they were like, in the likely state or in the likely case of an emergency.
Yeah.
And then I didn't hear the rest.
Yeah, and
I was just like, likely? That's a weird adjective.
The lady next to us goes, does anyone know where the life jackets are? Hello? Does anyone know where the life jackets are?
Yeah, well, that's why I said she was a bitch. Because then the people in front of us were the nicest people in the world. And they were like, Puffins. And then, that lady was like, can you shut the fuck up?
Really?
Or she was just like, can they shut up? Like, said something like that. And I was just like, okay. Well, they're talking about puffins. I get the life jackets are important. I see both sides. Yeah. But we need to be a bitch.
Yeah, we can just chill.
Anyways, I'm soaking wet. Emily's seasick. I go up to her and I'm like, hey, gorgeous. And a couple people laughed, boost my confidence. And then this dad was like, he's like, are you okay? Like, I saw you get soaking wet on that boat trip. Like, he was really worried.
And then that mom got like super sick and went to the hospital. Yeah. That was fucking It literally was like a play in front of my eyes. This scene, this family, the fucking girls singing Moana on the back of the boat were like,
This podcast is about to be an hour and a half.
I know. Well, anyways, okay. So Luke's calling me. So they like one of the daughters comes up and is yakking outside the boat. I'm trying not to look at her because I'm like, if I see her puke, I'm gonna puke all over this lady in front of me. The mom's helping her, and there's winds blowing in the mom's face, and the boat's shaking around. She crashes down on the top onto the seats, and she's like, "Oh my god, my head!" And her granddad trying to get up. He's like, "Let me see the cliffs of more." Like he's this old Irish, like, "Let me see the cliffs. I've never seen the cliffs before." And just like their whole family's chaotic. That she like could not, like her head was like hurting super bad. We later found out she went to the fucking hospital for it, so hope she's okay.
Rest in peace. I'm kidding.
But yeah, we get off the boat. I get some nausea medicine from that lady. And
then we go up to the top
of the cliffs.
And it was like so windy, and I was literally soaking. Like there was not.
Oh.
Well, there was a dry part of me, but
it was definitely the dry that trip. Not when Paul was around though.
Then I bought an Ireland jacket at the top for €50, and that was the best money I've ever spent.
But that jacket fucks. I like it.
I don't know.
That shit fucks. And we went and got lunch at this cute little village, and I met someone from Reno who used to write about high school sports.
Oh yeah,
and that was the crazy like. And
she was
knew
so
what,
lesbian.
She knew Yuri.
Like this lady, after 2 seconds when she's like, "Hey," and then I saw her sunglasses. I'm like, "You eat pussy." I'm like, "You." You are a carpet muncher. And you could munch my carpet right now.
She knew where I was from, and then we were like talking about Nevada.
She's like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, so gay. So gay. And she's like, "This is my wife," and I'm like, yeah. Yeah, you do.
Oh my god. Yeah, you do. Everything I would say, Jared would go, "Yeah, you do." And so that's mine and Esther's bit now. To everything.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. Okay, so then we get back to the hostel. Eventually.
Oh, time for the pub crawl.
That pub crawl was
So we go to this first bar, which is right below our hostel, the one that was bumping the night before.
And we're like, "Oh, let's go talk to the other youths in our hostel."
Yeah, it's like 18-year-olds, and we were like, and they were all like circled up, and then these old women just all of a sudden start chatting us up. They had grown up in Ireland, then moved to Australia, and they were like 50, so they had the craziest fucking accents. Music is blaring,
and they're telling us like, about how their dad was missing an arm, and the whole
they're like, "He built our house."
The whole fucking country knows their dad, and he misses an arm, and the one lady goes, "I don't remember him with an arm," and I'm like, "Do you know my name?"
Yeah,
like I don't think
They were trying to ask us questions, but I think they just genuinely were like, "These are the most boring girls we've ever met."
Oh, literally.
They're like, "What do you do?" We're like, "We're engineers."
They're like, "Oh, well, like, what kind of, like aerospace?"
Yeah, we were like, "No, like roads and mines. It's not."
In wastewater, they're like,
yeah, they'd be like, "Oh," and then like they were like 8 glasses of whatever in,
yeah,
and then like the older one, she's like grabbing my hip, which I was like, "Is she trying to like she was touchy," and then she's like, "Let me give you advice." She's like, "You look like you take care of your body." She's like, "But do you take care of your mind?" And I was like, "Girl, it is too damn early, and I'm too damn sober to be talking about that." And then she's like, "You need to take care of your mind." And then she's like giving me advice, and I'm like, "Well, how do you take care of your mind?" She's like, "Well, I drink and let loose a little bit, you know." And I was like, "For sure,
Jesus.
For sure." So there's that advice.
Perfect.
I don't know.
I think everyone should know that.
I was like, "Do you meditate or like what?" She didn't have any real things to say there, I'd say.
Yeah.
Then she's like, "You need to find your real friends, the ones that don't judge you." And I was like,
"So facts, cuh."
Period.
So facts. Period.
And then we met that. Well, I the highlight of the night was me spitting the beer.
Oh my god! I forgot that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We go
So-
to these bars.
So
Oh my god.
okay, yeah. So we're at the next bar. I meet a kid from the school mines. He's a kid, a child. I'm talking to
Child.
him. He's nice, and he lives in Denver. And then I'm not trying to pounce on this kid. I'm not a pedophile.
Pounds.
Paul had fulfilled my desires, and so then
Mm-hmm.
and then this little Australian girl's trying to talk to the Denver guy, and like I don't know. I think she didn't like me talking to him. So there's already weird vibes. Emily's talking to me. I kind of back off. Emily's talking to me. We're still near these people. Emily was talking about
I'm Jay Leno to Esther in this moment. I am fucking Jimmy Fallon.
she
I am
said the
fucking
funniest
John
shit
Mulaney.
about laundry. It was not even fucking. It wouldn't be funny to anyone else.
Yeah.
But she makes this joke that I literally could not control my actions, and I spit beer like full mouthful
Onto this poor little Australian girl trying to
like
rizz up the mines kid.
on her face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I was like,
And she gets like, I see Esther do this. I turn around laughing, walking away because I'm like, I cannot look at her because I will burst out laughing. And when I'm walking away, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna turn around. They're all gonna be laughing. It'll be fine. I turn around. This little Australian girl has some rage in her. She was like, oh my god. Like,
yeah.
you just spit on me. And Esther's like, I'm so sorry. The mines kid is jaw dropped, like speechless.
Yeah. His reaction made it worse. I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, can't you
I'm
laugh?
like,
And then I literally hand her my beer, and I'm like, you can dump it on me. I'm like,
yeah.
we can make it even.
Yeah.
I literally don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And then she's like,
She runs
and
to
I'm
the
like,
bathroom.
I hand her my jacket. I'm like, you want to wipe your face on this? Like, whatever. And then she's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And I was like, oh my god.
And you and
I was like, I'm gonna lose so much sleep over this, even though that girl's a bitch. Like, I still feel horrible.
you and me and that mines kid are all looking at each other, and I'm like, okay, I think she knew she had no if it is an accident, like just buy her shot, it'll all be fine. And then she like comes out of the bathroom as a whole new person. I'm like, okay, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah, she put on a different personality in there.
yeah.
And then she's like, only if you do shot with me. And I'm like, okay. And then she's like, tequila. And I was like, no, girl. I get her a tequila shot. I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, she took a shot of tequila. I was like, go get your man, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then they like totally got pissed at not us, but like they just weren't vibing, and so then we
yeah.
kind of separated, and
The
we were
Mines
hanging out with
kid
these
thought I
other
was
girls.
funny, though. I'm convinced of that.
That's good. They thought a 12-year-old thought you were funny. Just kidding.
It's never the right age for you, is it?
So then we went out with some of the other girls, and they were
Who were
pretty
cool,
fun.
yeah.
We went to this like one of the classic bars, and it was like playing Irish music, and Esther told them a tale as old as time, and they were flabbergasted. But
My
that's a
home
story.
wrecking tale.
That's a story for another pod.
Yeah.
But then we went home because we were like, we
Oh my god.
need to go back to Dublin tomorrow
for the
because
concert.
we're going to Hosier. So we get up and we go on the train and we go back to good old Dublin, back to Jacob's Inn where they knew our names. They
Our
didn't know our
cubbies.
names. Our cubbies. We get ready for the concert. We Uber there because we're like, "Ooh, we're feeling rich. Let's go."
Down a bottle of Prosecco outside.
Yes. Oh my god. That was the worst Prosecco bottle that we had.
That was
We
bad.
were chugging it outside of these fucking
Like
gates.
plug and chug, like high school.
Like high school. And I had an Irish coffee in the car on the way there too.
Yeah.
And we're walking into this music. It's like a giant field, like
Marley Park.
Merle Park. giant field. It's like giving like Coachella stage vibes, like big old signs that say like merch, like hot dogs, like water, like all that, like drinks, like bar. We walk in there, we get into the merch line. The Prosecco's hitting me in my brain. I'm like, I'm fucked
We're
up.
giggling.
We're seeing Lord Huron, Brittany Howard, and Hosier for €60.
And that crowd is the most Prozac fucking crowd I've ever.
Literally.
Like, scars they've
like
been
not
cutting
a man
themselves.
had 1 ounce of courage to talk to a lady there.
No,
No.
those are the most respectful men, and they
That's true.
have been sexually
They-
assaulted. They are not doing any sexual assaulting. They have been.
They like Hosier, of course. But it's like literally we haven't even seen any of
They're
the
like
3
dyed
artists.
hair, a bunch of loners there. I was like, if we were all gathered here, you'd be shooting something up.
Yeah,
Not in
not
Ireland,
in Ireland, but
but
in America.
I just had to say that about that crowd.
I know.
I had to
it
get
was
that off
pretty
my
bad.
chest.
Like I remember I was like, we were looking around to pounce. It's a pounce girl summer. Like we need
Not
to pounce.
there.
Well, not there. So of course we're looking around. But anyways, we get into this merch line. I'm fucked up. I'm like, holy shit. These artists haven't even come out yet. Like we have 5 more hours of show. Like this is fucking nuts. So we're drunk as funk in the merch line. Then we get we each get way too much merch. Like I did not
2
need
shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we go to get Heineken, and it takes us about 10 minutes to figure out what we're doing with our merch, which pockets we're sticking them in. I'm like, okay, bathroom. Okay, we're fucked up. We need food and water, another food run, another water run, another bathroom run. Then we were like set.
Yeah.
And the rest of the concert was just phenomenal.
We stood for 7 hours. I was exhausted. Then we walked 4 miles home.
Oh my,
Got on the last tram.
oh my god, we walked. Yeah, we
We
walked.
walked like 3
We walked
miles or 2
2 miles to the tram station. The line to the tram was literally like fucking Disneyland, Indiana Jones style, like insanely long. And we see this elevator that people are going up to on the tram.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my god, fuck yeah, like let's go. So we get on the elevator, we get up. As soon as we get up, the doors open. There's fucking policemen yelling, "Get on! It's the last train!" Sprinting to each door. We're like, oh, at each door, we're like, there's any room? So eventually we just like fucking push our ways into this one. It's sardine can in there. So we're in this tram on the way back to city center. We're like, how the fuck did we get on this tram?
Yeah.
Look at my phone. It's my birthday.
We're too tired.
We're too tired to do anything because fuck that. And then we make it back to the hostel.
And then we flew to Lisbon the next
And then
day.
we flew to Lisbon. No, we got up the next morning and had a full Irish breakfast.
Yeah.
And we saw the Book of Kells,
Oh yeah.
the last book of that century. What century it is. But it has the first of the Testament and is made with cow skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
We learned a lot.
And what else? It was like very historical, and they were closing it for 8 years, so we thought it'd be cool to go see it.
Yeah. At Trinity College.
In Trinity College, one of the oldest campuses in the history of the world.
Okay, this podcast is way
Wait.
too long.
And then we're on the way to the airport, and we're pulling into the terminal.
Oh yeah.
And what do we see, Esther?
We see a billboard that says "Visit Denver." Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like,
And-
I live there.
And we're like, holy shit, Denver.
Denver.
And then we hopped on the plane to Lisbon.
And
For
that's
next
the end of this
episode.
chapter. Thanks for listening, Joe.
Southern Sun. Sorry this one was so long, and I love you guys so much. Please